Hi, this is Joe with another daily arena. Um, I am here with another deck tech. We're going to be looking at Mono White Vampire, another deck that it's on Aetherhub that I thought looked interesting. I'll put a bit and some credit um, to its author, creator in the blog post for this video. Um, I don't have the exact version of this deck running. I'm missing two different cards, so I'm showing the deck list from Aetherhub here, and then I'll switch to gameplay in a second. Alright, so let's get into a game, and I'll talk about the cards while I'm playing. So, the entire game plan of this deck is to run out as many cheap, aggressive vampires and vampire tokens as possible, as quickly as possible, and pump them up, land enough blows quickly enough to kill the opponent before they can get the game to parity or worse. I divided all the cards in the deck into 6 categories, and I'm going to talk about them in category groups. Some of the cards have multiple categories, so I might in some of the cards more than once. So the first category, aggressive vampires. Oh, my connection's lost. Alright, as I was saying, cheap, aggressive vampires. So the first one in that category is Skymarcher Aspirant. A 2/1 for 1 mana is pretty aggressive, and gaining evasion in the late game, or often in the not so late game with this deck, is a nice bonus. Alright, Duskborne Skymarcher. Duskborne Skymarcher is another evasive 1 mana vampire. It picks up pumps pretty well, and it can pump your other creatures. The next one is Martyr of Dusk. Martyr of Dusk isn't as aggressive as Skymarcher Aspirant, but it can still get a bunch of damage in under the radar. And the fact that it replaces itself with a lifelink is valuable, especially in this. The next one we're going to talk about here is Bishop Soldier. Due to lifelink, it's got standard bear stats. Those stats with the lifelink addition make Bishop Soldier perfectly playable, and if you can pump him up, you can start enabling some pretty gross swings in life total. The next card is Adanto Vanguard. For the intents and purposes of this deck, Adanto Vanguard is a nice, aggressive 3/1 for 2 mana. The fact that you can make Adanto Vanguard indestructible whenever you want, and a lot of times you have plenty of life to spend playing this deck to pay for the activation, makes it really difficult for your opponents to deal with it using anything other than exile removal or a blocker with high toughness. Alright, the next category that I have listed out is token creation. Martyr of Dusk, I've just been attacking with, leaves a token behind when he dies, and makes him a built-in 2/1. And if you can pump the tokens or give them vigilance, one of your nice pumping enchantments, then the life gain is oftentimes actually preferable to the extra point of power he has before he dies. Alright, Merfolk Mistfinder, you gotta go. Alright, the next one in the token category is Mavren Fein Dusk Apostle, which I have working right here in the game. So, Mavren Fein is likely the best vampire in the format for a deck like this. You'll almost always have 1 or 2 drop creatures to attack with, and if you play them on turn, like I did this game, it starts pumping out tokens, as you can see. The next card in the token slot that I have listed out is Legion's Landing. Now, Legion's Landing is awesome. And I wish I had the wild cards to craft it. The version of the deck I'm playing does not have it. It has other cards, which I'll maybe talk about a little bit in the blog post. But you get a token when you play it, and attacking with 3 or more creatures is basically standard operating procedure for the deck. And so it's pretty easy to transform that, and once it transforms, you get to make life-linking tokens whatever you want, basically. So that is huge. The third category I've laid out is Tutor. There's only 1 card in this category. That's Forerunner of the Legion. Basically, Forerunner of the Legion allows you to dig down into your deck and pull up a Mavren Fein or a Bishop of Binding, allowing you to accelerate out some more tokens if you need to, or deal with some annoying threat. Fourth category I have is Pump. So the main pump card in this deck is Radiant Destiny. It's basically the second step to making all these tokens great. You basically create a lot of tokens, and then you play Radiant Destiny to make them huge. You tend to ascend pretty quickly in this deck. Also, so you often end up with an army of 2/2 or bigger tokens, and Martyr of Dusk in it. Yeah, so often you have an army of 2/2 or bigger tokens, and you can swing for lifelink damage on your turn, or even gang up to block big enemy attackers. I'm kind of set up to do right now, even though mine are just still 1/1. And that gains you even more life. I mean, okay. And then Forerunner of the Legion showing up again in this category. Whenever a vampire enters the battlefield under your control, you give a vampire you control +1/+1 by end of turn. Basically, it allows you to show up your weaker creatures and enable more attacks. Duskborne Skymarcher is also in this category as a pump effect. And if you have Radiant Destiny turned on, giving it Vigilance, then it can even pump itself. The last card I have in this pump category is Bishop of Binding. Very often you're using Bishop of Binding to pump itself, split to attack. But every so often you'll get to exile something big, like the Scarab God, and then pump the life-linking token on the back to set up gross life total swing. Let's see. Okay. The fifth category I have laid out is removal. Bishop of Binding also shows up in the removal category. It exiles a creature for as long as it's around, so I would consider it temporary removal. The opponent's probably going to be able to put their advantage. But in the meantime, the threat is gone, and if it was a big enough threat, you get to swing Bishop of Binding and pump it or something else. The next removal card is Baffling End. Baffling End gets rid of any most early game threats and blockers that opponent plays out, and in a deck as aggressive this one, early threats and blockers are the ones you're going to be worried about the most. I actually wish I had some Baffling Ends. I am probably going to go get my Bishop of Binding. Okay. The last card I have in the removal category is Ixalan's Binding, which I've used in this. Basically, it deals with the threat permanently, and it also deals with other copies of it in your second hands. This is great against the Scarab God and other difficult to deal with threats. The final category I have is I called Transform Land Insurance. World of Secrets. Yep. It's called Transform Land Insurance. There's only one card in this category, and that's Field of Ruin. The Field of Ruin, you mostly want in this deck to blow up powerful transform lands in the format. It can also deal with the sacrifice effect desert. Alright, and that's everything I'm going to actually say about the deck itself, so I'll just finish out this game. It's looking kind of bad for me. Going to be able to kill me. He doesn't quite kill me yet. I might have lifelink on the track back, so I'm going to be able to use my my Bishop of Binding and get rid of Herald of Secret Streams. So hopefully he doesn't have another one just waiting there. Let's pump up one of my lifelinkers. Want to deck the Bishop Soldier, Mavren Fein, anything I don't want to leave back to block. Kind of want some. Well, I'm going to leave those lifelink tokens back to hopefully block. I'll do it this way. I'll leave 4 blockers back. And I'll pump Bishop's Soldier up again. Whoa, I had lethal and I didn't. Oops. Oh, I should have just won that turn. Let's see if he kills me. Pay attention, Joe. Pay attention. Okay, what are you doing? Do you have something or not? If this attacking with those guys on the ground isn't gonna get you there. Okay. Some merfolk. block with blockers I left behind to do that with. Actually, I'm going to only block with lifelink. And then I'm going to assume he doesn't have really anything, so I'm just going to attack for the win here. Yeah. Alright. Could have won a turn earlier, but I'll take it. See if I got any nice prizes. First one of the day. I don't really want him for the deck. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time, I guess. Bye now.